Hey everybody, it's Yusuf Crow, and my employee Rusty for CraftyAcuity.org, yusuf.crow@gmail.com for commissions. This week's artwork is Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. He is a cool character, probably the coolest one in all of anime fandom. He's from a show called Cowboy Bebop, in which him and a couple of other people are bounty hunters, like Dog the Bounty Hunter, only it's like futuristic steampunk type of stuff. So they fly from planet to planet trying to get these bad guys. You guys might know it as Cowboy Bebop, but I happen to know it as the TV show that woke me up every time I fell asleep with the TV on Cartoon Network. The show's intro would always play a little louder than the actual show. So every time, like a lot of shows, I'd fall asleep watching Cartoon Network, and it would be, the regular shows would come on. Then when it gets late, they play these anime, and when they played Lupin the Third, I was fine with Lupin the Third. But then all of a sudden, Cowboy Bebop would turn on, and it always starts to say ta 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 ta, and I'd wake up every time to that song, which is called a tank. And I don't know if that happened to everybody else, but every time I fell asleep, and it still does it today. And when I try to watch the show with my wife, she can't tell the difference between songs. Like if you play a song, she's not able to tell you what instruments are used to compose the song, but she definitely knows if something is loud, because if something plays loud, she's like, turn it down. Like she's one of those people that has that gene that can sense when things are loud, just like some people have the gene that they can tell if the temperature has 2 degrees, they come flying towards the thermostat. My wife is like that when it comes to volume, because she acts as if there's no amount of time. Like if something plays loud, as fast as it takes for her to register the noise that's going on, that's as fast as it should take for you to reach for the remote, hit the volume button, and it's automatically supposed to jump down like 10 degrees, So in my house, I've come to despise things that jump up in volume. Like if you're watching a movie like Michael Bay, and all of a sudden it's like Optimus Prime is like, hey everybody, I'm Optimus Prime. And then everybody's like, you're Optimus Prime, and I'm all greasy and sweaty, and we're trying to, save the world from, Starscream and Megatron and all of this. And then all of a sudden it's like, explosion! 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 And then, of course, my wife, even if she's watching the movie, she's like, it's a little irritating. I mean, anytime something plays a little louder, and you gotta turn the volume down, and when everybody's talking, the same person will go, hey, I don't understand what they're saying. The noise is too low, so you turn it up, and then explosion, explosion. You gotta turn it down, so you basically get to sit there with your hand on the remote, and you're like, because you know that somebody out there is going to be all about your volume. Anyway, I guess the actual vlog came first on that one, which, whatever. The piece that I did was actually, I'm happy at how it turned out. The only problem was that when I tried to videotape everything that I did, for some reason the videotape would stop, or maybe I was not clicking the pause button effectively, or something like that. So I ended up doing 2 pieces. I did one, the regular piece, and 2 desktop for you guys. If you want to have a desktop that's not of my visage, you want to have a desktop, something I drew, especially after you watch the thing, you can go over to CraftyAcuity.org, download the desktop, put it on your desktop, enjoy life. But I did both of those, and they all cut out the interesting things. So for the first one, what got cut out was me making the buildings, which was just me downloading textures of buildings and then using the transform tool to match them up. So that could be the tutorial on how to use the textures. I really suck at buildings. I know you've seen me do buildings a couple of times, and I'm horrible at coming up with different buildings to make. So what I do is I download the textures and just map them on the building, color all over the building to try to make them look a little bit more realistic. For this, if you're doing your buildings really nice and straight or using one-point perspective, which I guess I could explain later if anybody needs to know. If I'm using one-point perspective on this, and you could tell because I use the little vanishing point line thing to mark out where my buildings are. But what I did was I had to make download a texture like this big, and then I had to copy the texture over and over again, and then I had a triangle or a rectangle which went on a 3-point perspective building. So then I had to like map it to the building, stretch it out and stuff like that so that it would work, which took an ungodly amount of time to do. And I was very upset that it didn't record because it took me more time to do that than it actually took for me to do the actual artwork. I also had an issue with the sky. I put the clouds on there and none of it looked right. So, at the end, of course, I settled on something. And then my wife comes, looks over my shoulder and says, I don't like the clouds. So, whatever. I'm done. Anyway. After that, I did the desktop, and what got cut off on the desktop was pretty much everything that I did, which basically just utilized the internet, looked at wallpapers, and I manipulated the wallpapers a little bit, or the one wallpaper I got, the 2 wallpapers, because I got the logo, and I got another wallpaper. I manipulated the second wallpaper to be the background for my regular artwork, and it just took a little bit of design. It's not like the most intricate wallpaper I've got. I'm just sick and tired of looking at the same wallpapers over and over again. That's why last week I did the Naruto one, and this week I'm doing, I just did a normal piece of artwork, but then I added the desktop. Anyway, I think that should be enough. That's a lot. And I will talk to you guys later. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
It's that no copyright beat. No copyright beat. Like and subscribe, bitch!